Yo, welcome back to Total Spotfest. I'm Jamie, that's JJ, and if you noticed, we happen to have a special guest. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Dead Ringer, Unsigned and Don't Care, Mr. Aaron Williams.
Yes. One of my
Hey.
many nicknames. Thanks for having me, guys.
You have quite a few, actually.
Yeah, I got a lot, actually. Like they seem to like grow randomly as well. Just like if somebody says something and I like the sound of, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use that.
Go take that one.
Yeah, that's mine now.
I got all respect for that because million nicknames. Yeah, let's go. Let's roll with it. So, but Aaron, thank you for joining us. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate you guys giving us some of your time here. We're gonna get into it all, but first and foremost, how you doing today, Aaron? I know you've been running around busy today when we had to rush to kind of fit this in and everything. But how you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm good actually. You know, I'm trying to just get as much done as I can. You know, I gotta make money, gotta take care of your body, gotta take care of other stuff, and then you gotta fit stuff in where I can. You know, so that's it's basically what I'm doing today is just running around and making junk happen.
That's awesome.
We all have
awesome.
those days. We all
that's kind of how I live my life. Most of the people who know me personally, they kind of know me pretty well for, oh, Aaron, oh yeah, he's busy. Just, are you sure? Yep. Yeah, he's busy. Like between working a regular job, wrestling, training, going to the gym, trying to fit in like social stuff here and there. It's like it can be tough, but we love it. It's why we do it.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, I empathize with the busyness. I have 4 daughters, so that keeps me plenty busy. But yours seems way more enjoyable.
I mean, I'm sure I don't have any children myself, but I'm sure they're wonderful as well.
Some days.
It probably beats taking bumps all the time. So.
There's some days I think I'd much rather get chopped in the chest by Gary J than deal with my daughters.
If I may, so he has 4 daughters. 3 of them are in softball, 2 of which are in competitive. One's going to be when she's old enough, basically. And I remember about 6 months ago, his second youngest daughter is like, it's like, you're going to end up coaching that team. You're going to end up coaching that team. He's coaching that team. And his youngest daughter is like she's gonna want me to coach my team. Is like, you're gonna do it. Because
no. Yeah, one team. Yeah, you coach only one team. Well, here to talk to him, not talk about.
Oh yeah, let's lay off Jamie's life. Let's talk about Aaron's life.
Let's completely deflect. All right, man. Well, so we know you've been in the wrestling business 18 years, and you've been around. You've like you said, you got a ton of nicknames, but outside of that, what are you into? Like, what outside of wrestling are you into? Like music, movies, like what unwinds you?
It really depends on my mood, I guess, but I think most of the time I fall back on movies. I love movies and stories and stuff like that. I love like just sitting down and watching the same movie that I've watched like 1,000 times and just basking in it. That's probably my thing. I actually just got to go to Hollywood. I'm big on like martial arts movies. Love martial arts movies. Had a big influence in my childhood, and went to Hollywood this past week and went and saw Bruce Lee's star on the Walk of Fame, which was awesome. Dope, super dope.
Was it in a good location? Because I mean, it's always the thing is like the location.
It might be like maybe a block from the Chinese theater out there.
Okay.
It might be a block. But it's pretty close to it. But yeah,
not down an alley covered with like 14 bums and okay, all right.
Yeah. It's on the main walkway there. It's doing all right. But yeah, it was really cool. Chinese theater was super cool. Like I love that kind of stuff. I think I've always been drawn to film and just the idea of I guess acting in general, like the ability to become somebody else for a little bit and convince somebody that you are this person you can tell this story and you can pull them in, unless it's a sucky movie that it's just bad and just funny. But
Yeah.
just how emotional you can get from these characters and stuff, it's always been fascinating to me. I dig it.
So you said that you have like a movie you watch 1,000 times. So what are some of your favorite movies you like to watch?
My favorite movie of all time is Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah.
Okay, USA.
That's right.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. The brick don't hit back. Yeah. Yeah, it's just that one's got a very special place in my heart. Other than that, like I actually like The Godfather a lot. I like Clockwork Orange. I like a lot of like character study films, stuff like that. So I like stuff by like Scorsese and
Okay.
Kubrick, obviously, and yeah, I like a good meaty story. Scarface is one I like to watch a lot. Like I like the classics a lot. Like so,
Okay, you're big into substance.
Yes,
Substance over style.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was looking for that because one of my personal favorite movies is Clockwork Orange, and of course, that's why If anybody's seen Aaron Russell, you should see influences there, most definitely.
Yeah.
So, I assumed that was going to make the short list. So I'm very happy.
I did too.
I love that one. Like I remember watching it when I was young, actually, and I remember just having this thought of like, this dude is like so clearly terrible, but he makes it seemingly fun, and that's really messed up to me.
Yeah.
Like like how much fun he had being awful was like off-putting to me. Yeah. So
because Kubrick always has the dichotomy in the movie. Like there's always like one movie, and then there's always the second part of the movie. And the first part of the movie, it was like the ultra violence and Milk Bar, and it's just like, holy crap, and then of course second half. We're not going to spoil.
Yeah.
If anybody watches not seen Clockwork Orange, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life, but seriously, go watch it.
Yeah, word, for real. Like one of the fun things I always kind of liked about it too is like most of the time during these like brutal scenes, like I think it's the one with the lady in her apartment or in her house sticks out in my mind. Not only because of the weapon he uses, but the like the music, the score behind it is so like playful and like almost innocent in a weird way. And it's like, here's this brutal thing happening, and they're just like, doopy doopy doo, yeah, let's have a good time. And it's like, that's eerily sickening to me. And then that's actually kind of why I started going down the path with that character anyway. So yeah,
that's awesome. And so, fun fact about Bloodsport, sir.
Tell me the fun facts.
My youngest daughter, her favorite movie is Bloodsport.
Wow. So what you're telling me is me and your youngest daughter are best friends and we haven't even met each other.
Pretty much. Like she always like, I want to watch the movie with Frank Dukes. Okay. And she's like, what's the other movie with Frank Dukes? The other one where like he puts his hands in glass. I'm like, oh, that's Kickboxer. It's not near as good. It's not near as good. And she's like, no, I like it.
But I love it. Same time frame. I love it. I'm also a big fan of Cyborg too, although nobody is.
I love Cyborg.
God, thank you. I thought I was the only one.
Cyborg is one of those. It's so terrible. It's amazing.
I have the unedited German version called Slinger, I believe.
Oh wow!
Now that's I don't. It's like I got it on Blu-ray. It makes me very happy.
Oh, it's actually on a disc. It's not on like two pieces of like film in a box. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually a real thing. Yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome.
Those are some of the most fun movies. Like one of my favorite movies, and it's terrible, is a trauma movie called Ferocious Female Freedom Fighters.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Sounds terrible.
It's terrible. It's trouble. So here's what it was. It was a movie that was actually done in English. It was like a Korean movie, I believe. I want to say Korean. But it was terrible, and it's about this underground like women's like wrestling league, and this girl needs to get in this league in order to get this procedure done for her little brother to save his life, and but it was so bad they bought it for pennies. And then just decided to dub over the whole thing anyway, even though it was already in English. So it's all the original movie redubbed over. She has to wrestle in order to get a dickiotomy for her little brother because all the semen's rushing to his head, and if he thinks too sexually, it's going to explode. The lead male character is his name in the movie is The Man Sounds Like Elvis, and it's like a bad Korean Elvis impersonator in English is his voice. It is. You can watch it for free on YouTube. Ferocious Female Freedom Fighters. Go watch it. It's terrible.
So
I love it.
So good.
Oh man, that just sounds. It sounds like I might actually.
It's bad. It's bad, but it's good.
That's bad. Yeah. Beautiful, terrible cinema. Gotta love it.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, so let's pivot quickly because that's I feel we would be remiss if we did not take a moment to talk about another person that's unsigned and don't care. And a friend of the show, we've had him on. We've known him a long time in the Kansas City circuit, St. Louis circuit, everything. And that's one Gary J. Now, Gary said that you guys have been friends for a long time and just kind of came up organically. Can you kind of explain the whole unsigned don't care movement? Because I love it. I love the hell out of it.
Like it's actually like it's very simple really, but I think a lot of people get it like confused. I know there are workers out there or wrestlers out there who actually like have heat with us because in their minds it's us saying we're better than being signed, which,
right,
you know what, in some cases maybe we are, but that's not really what it's about. The aspect of it is well, I mean, the way it kind of started is Gary and I met each other years ago at this, I can't remember the name of the company. Maybe, hold on, let me think. Nope, it's gone. But it was in Indiana, and we were scheduled to wrestle each other, and then there was like this big main event or whatever, but then one of the guys didn't show up, and they were going to do like a handicap match or something, and Gary went to the promoter and was just like, just let me and Aaron wrestle in the main event so it's not a stupid handicap match. They're like, okay. So we did. And I think we might have been in like a triple threat randomly before this, but this was like the first time it was just him and I. And we just went out there and tore it up. Never really done anything together. The referee screwed up the finish, and we had to just do something on like an audible and everything like that. It came off so good. So, we just kind of sparked a friendship from there. And then the more we talked, we realized like, yeah, we're like polar opposite people and humans, but our passion for professional wrestling is like nearly exactly the same. We kind of both have a unique dichotomy about each other. Like he's like the me of his area, and I'm like the him of my area, because we're both guys who are known to be, at least among like other wrestlers, we're the guys you want to be wrestling. We're the guys that are going to make you look good. You're definitely going to have a good match with us. You're going to, it's going to raise you up a little bit. It's going to make you think differently, so on and so forth. Listen to me put us over really, really, really bad. And no shame. So then 2020 happened, obviously, and that was like a crazy time for all of us. But he was able to get us booked on a show. Drawing a blank on that one too. I can't remember the name of it. 01, I think it was 01. Yeah.
Okay.
And we wrestled each other, and again, we just like tore it up and had a good one. And we got down to the locker room, and he just was like, you know what? Like let's take a photo, because he doesn't like doing that. Gary's not a take a photo type of guy.
Yeah. Oh no, he's not.
He's definitely not. But he was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's take a photo. He's like, let's take one of them, indie we're buddy photos. So he takes it, and then I can't remember if he just said it or if he posted it, and like it was in the post. He might have done both, but he posted. I think it was posted. Unsigned and Don't Care. And the mentality behind it is, we were in front of maybe 20 people in that little building that night, the first time we wrestled, we were maybe in front of 40, but the idea of it is it's not, we don't need a name, our names on a piece of paper to be the best we are. We don't need our name on flashing lights, and we don't need all the clout that the internet gives and everything like that to be passionate and to be good. We are who we are, and we don't we don't kiss up. We don't do anything like that of that nature. We're just
Right.
hard workers. We're just, and just like the human spirit, we're unstoppable. So that's really the dichotomy of Unsigned and Don't Care. Is it's not like we think that, you know, we're better than anybody. We just think that you don't need to have these labels and these clout stickers, if you will, to be great at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that because
we're very kung fu, you know. Like I don't know if you guys are.
It just all goes back to your love, your favorite movies.
Yeah, like I'm sure you guys probably heard the parable. I think Bruce Lee used to say it, like where if a person is just dedicated and good at what they do, they're a master of kung fu, because it's more than just strikes and holds and everything like that. It is a mentality, it is a drive, and it is a desire to be more than just average. It's to be extraordinary.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, that's what I think Unsigned and Don't Care is. And although it's only me and Gary, to me, it's really not just me and Gary. It's all of us guys and girls who know who we are. We know who we are as professional wrestlers. We know who we are as individuals, and we know we're good and dedicated to what we do. And it shows in our work. And in my mind, in a lot of ways, we're all Unsigned and Don't Care. Only say it. You better clear.
Well, I love that. I like the holistic look about it too, because, you know, so often the talk is always like, well, if you, not just if you know us interviewing, but if you're talking to, you know, independent wrestling talent, right? Inevitably it's like, well, what do you want to be? Do you want to be at AW? Do you want to get to this? Do you want to sign here? Do you want to sign there? Instead of, you know, just, you know, are you happy doing what you're doing the way you're doing it, you know? And, you know, so often, you know, something like that would be like packaged up and put out and made into a faction, and, you know, let's print money on this, you know. And I like the kind of like more realistic, holistic look at it, because, you know, as I said, knowing Gary for those long we've known him and getting to know you as well, it makes sense. And I think that just makes it even more special, honestly, you know, that, you know, the kind of the credence behind the moniker, you know.
Yeah, like it's something that just kind of like caught on. Like I think it's just a thing that obviously he and I on separate parts of the world just had this thought, because that's just our mentality. That's just our thought pattern, is like it's more than just this one thing. Like you can paint wrestling as whatever you wanted. That's why it's beautiful. That's why it's wrestling. However, I think there are so many people that like automatically put like, oh, you have to do it this way, or oh, it has to be this way, oh, and you have to do it this way, and you got to be everything this way and everything like that. And it's like, no, it doesn't have to be like that. You can be great and never sign a contract. You can be an incredible talent and never main event Madison Square Garden. You can do all these things, but if you're happy doing it and you're passionate about doing it, then do it. But then also, like, I am very much of the mindset, if you're passionate about something, you're going to do it to the best you can. You're not just going to like mail things in. You're not just going to like, you know, I'm not going to go to the gym today because I, you know, freaking worked. Like there's a lot of guys out there that are just like, nah, because what we do is very, like, just like in acting, you want somebody to take their part seriously. And in wrestling, I feel the same way. I think you should take your part seriously. Like, and that goes in a lot of ways, you know, like, man, we're going to get really, really psychological and really, really deep. And like,
this is cool. This is great.
That's fine. Hey.
But yeah, like wrestling, it's, there's so many avenues and so much depth to it. which is what makes it so cool. Is like you can literally tell any story you want if you're dedicated and driven to do it. And uh, I really think a lot of people in the wrestling business kind of downsell it. They kind of like they see it as, oh, it's moves and it's cool stuff and everything like that. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, it is, but it's so much more, really. Like, and it's definitely not like a hit at people who do that stuff. Because, good gosh, did you watch Forbidden Door? Did you see that freaking Kenny Omega Will Ospreay match?
It was going into it, Jamie, because I'm the spot monkey of the two of us. Jamie's the technical master. I'm the spot monkey, and I was so excited for it. And then that happened, and I watched it again and again. Oh,
they just did both. They didn't do it all like some people would say. They just did both. They told a fantastic, beautiful story. They also threw some really, really cool spots in there. But they did those spots in a way that made sense and told a beautiful story the whole time. A lot of people in wrestling, maybe because they don't truly understand who they are yet, or they don't truly understand what they want to portray yet, but a lot of the time, and I'm sure you guys have seen it because you're fans and you watch wrestling 1,000 times, a guy sees a cool move and he's like, ooh, I can do that. And then you see him do that move. And then maybe you saw that move on Monday. And then you see another guy do that move. And then another guy do that move. And then another guy do that move. And you see the same move like 7 times on one show. It's like, yeah, that's cool. You can do a move. But you got to understand that you got to make me care about the move. If I don't care about the move, then it's just a move. Like a slap across the face can be more than a twisting 450. Like, if you do it right.
Yeah.
Is that why you love? Is that why Jamie? Is that why you love Lion Tamers so much, because of the rarity of it?
Yeah. So a Lion Tamer is my favorite move of all time. Just because it most of the time, like Chris Jericho did an excellent job of it. Always told a story back in WCW days, like him and Rey Mysterio matches, like catching him on the going for Hurricane Rana and just sitting down on it was like one of the coolest damn things I ever saw. But like to your point, like I personally love Japanese wrestling. Like Japanese wrestling is like my bread and butter because it's very technical. It's hard hitting, but again, to your point, story driven and pace and things like that. Like it's more than just like I don't want to crap on luchadors or anything because I love that too. Like it's not that I don't love it. It's like I love that other part more because I don't need a 450 splash all the time. I would love to see, the one of the best things that ever happened that I ever saw in a wrestling ring is the "I'm sorry, I love you" moment from Shawn Michaels. That right there, that's a story and a half.
Yeah, buddy, that's true. And I honestly, like, I agree with you 100%. But I think the beauty of Japanese wrestling, because I'm sure when you like scroll through Twitter, just like I do, I follow all those like Japanese wrestling GIF makers and everything like that, and I see GIFs, and I'm like, oh man, this is some hard hitting, awesome stuff. But then also, I've probably watched that match, so I see that, and I'm like, I know where this comes in. I know why it came in. I know what makes that pop happen. But there are a lot of people out there that just watch that. They see the GIF, they see the cool move, they see the cool sequence, and they're like, I'm going to do that sequence. It's like, okay, but it'll be a cool sequence, but if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. Like, but gosh, now I feel like a jerk. I feel like an old guy like clouds right now.
I will concede. Me and Jamie Long had this conversation because I'm much more into lucha wrestling. I like seeing the flippy spinny shit, right? And lucha wrestling, their storytelling is a lot looser. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
It's there. It's just some of it's out there, right? Hello, ferocious female freedom fighters. Okay. Whereas Japanese wrestling is much more classical, kind of like you talk about old school Hollywood. It's definitely got structure to it. Even the way that, like, I never even noticed this, but if you ever watch New Japan stuff, whenever they they do like a zoom in, like before a match starts, they kind of pan out, show something, and they do like a zoom in thing. I never really noticed it until somebody pointed it out yesterday on Twitter. I was like, wait, yeah, why doesn't everybody do that? I mean, just like the little things, right?
The little things, man.
Mhm.
And I love the little things. I really do. Like, I like all forms of wrestling because it's wrestling, just like I pretty much like almost all forms of film because I can find something entertaining about all of it, like
Okay.
it's a form of entertainment either way you look at it. So yeah, I can enjoy a good lucha match and be like, okay, well that went 100 miles per hour for like 5 minutes and it was super dope. But like for me, like just like I would prefer to sit down and watch, I don't know, Scarface as opposed to like Mall Cop. Like there are plenty of people who love Mall Cop, and it's not bad. I could get a chuckle out of Mall Cop, but if you're going to give me the choice to be like, you want to watch Al Pacino shoot up people and talk about cocaine and stuff like that, or you want to watch Paul Blart, I'm going to be like, give me that Al Pacino stuff.
We used to work with
say
somebody who loathed Kevin James, like loathe. Like you say, like you guys had heat for like the whole Unsigned and Don't Care. Like this is far beyond it to Kevin James.
Wow.
So pulling out Paul Blart is amazing. I love that.
I knew somebody who hated Nicolas Cage that way.
That's the tragedy.
Isn't it? You guys watch Renfield yet?
I haven't.
No,
yet. It looks
it's on my list.
Dude, Renfield. Nicolas Cage overacting Dracula. Prime cinema.
I mean, when did Nicolas Cage go from, you know what, I'm a decent actor too, I'm going to overact the hell out of everything I do?
I don't know, but I love every bit of it.
Same. Like Mandy, him and Mandy is the most crazy. It's one of the craziest movies I've ever seen. But he is just nuts in that movie.
Gotta love
Nuts.
What's the movie? There was a movie that came out a year or two ago. It was in the middle of the pandemic. I can't remember when. But it was like somebody hires Nick Cage. So he plays himself, a loose version of himself, to go to his private island. That's supposed to be amazing from what I've heard.
That's
like
what
Nick Cage
I hear.
is just so good. I mean, I don't know if you play video games or not, but I mean, Nick Cage was announced for the new season of Dead by Daylight. He's going to be a playable character in Dead by Daylight.
It's the unbearable weight of massive talent.
That's what it was. Unbearable weight of massive talent.
I'm gonna look that up because I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, because it's got him and Pedro Pascal. That's like the gifts of Pedro Pascal because he's like looking at him and he's all smiling. Like, yeah. That's awesome. All right. So let's get off the wave of wrestling for just a hot second. So you work out a lot. You're on the road a lot. What are you listening to get you hyped up? Like what are you listening to?
I am an enigma to a lot of my fellow wrestlers because most of them are like new metal guys or like heavy stuff. Farron Williams is in a car and he's driving. He's turning on Tom Petty. He's going to listen to the Eagles. He is a chill dude, man. I am the epitome of just let it be, babe. Like that's my jam right there. So I'm the chill guy. I'll occasionally like it's funny, like when I am in a we'll say aggressive mood, I don't go to like, heavy metals or anything like that. I go to gangster rap. Give me that gangster rap. That's what I'm about. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going like Fleetwood Mac and Tom Petty and shit to like Tupac and Biggie Smalls.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like the juxtaposition in your life is fantastic, and it's like thorough. I love it. It's fair. So who are some of your favorite gangster raps? Let's go there. Who's your favorite gangster rappers?
Tupac is definitely my favorite. I love Tupac. Let's see. Like I'm a fan of NWA as well. Like I mainly like 90s stuff. Yeah, like West Coast stuff is more my jam. I mean, I like the East Coast stuff too, but I don't know why. But I've always been drawn to that like West Coast feel, that like almost aggressive, like mess you
Right.
up, man. You know, like
Mhm.
just the overall feel that it is. I'm just like, yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
Aaron's West Coast on the board. Jamie, were you East Coast or West Coast?
Oh, I was a West Coast for
yeah,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
For
man.
sure. Like I had Tupac, I had Snoop, obviously. I did have a Dirty South phase, but I got out of that and went right back
I'm
to the
not counting the
West.
South in the middle of this. You know, we're going
Okay,
East Coast,
yeah,
West
yeah,
Coast because when the South came up, that's when the whole like boundary
Well,
thing started to crumble.
that's what with Snoop what there. I kind of went with them.
It went,
But then,
went down to New Orleans.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I love NWA to this day still. You know, big fan of just that time frame.
Yeah.
90s
I mean,
rap in general was
It's when
amazing.
rap was the best, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I honestly like. I really can't stand rap today. It's like it's very
Same.
like. I obviously, since I like stories and stuff, like I appreciate emotion. Like I feel like in the '90s, like the '90s rap era, you could feel everything. Like it
Mhm.
wasn't just words to them; they were like
Yeah.
spitting their souls. And then, like I hear today's rap, and I'm just like, it's all like
Yeah.
it's
Plus,
even to me.
auto
Like, there's
tune and
no-
it's weird and there's
Yeah,
no
I'm just-
substance to
There's
anything.
no
It's
soul to this, man. Like, give me some
Yeah.
soul, brother.
well,
Yeah.
I was definitely a West Coast guy as well, right? You know,
Yeah.
But my favorite rapper is Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. So
All right.
even though I was a West Coast guy, I was like B.I.G. because if you ever
I
just,
love Nas too.
I mean,
like Nas a lot,
Biggie could just spit lyrics. So
I liked
good.
I liked Nas because I really liked his flow. I thought he had a really good like.
Mhm.
But since I'm like a chill dude,
Mhm.
I felt like his flow was like chill enough, but he wasn't like monotone either. Like he'd
Yeah.
come up, he'd have his peaks and stuff like that. And Biggie was the same way. He had a really
Mhm.
good flow as well. So yeah, respect to all. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I grew up a big rap guy when I was like in high school and junior high and all that. So growing up in that era, so that's
yeah,
interesting though. So you go from chill, kind of more mainstream rock, I want to say ish, but chill rock.
Like I think they I think it's mainly classified like as like southern like folk rock. Really is kind of like my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the complete opposite side of the tail, which is
Yeah.
'90s gangster rap. Yeah,
So are you a Midnight Rider fan by the Allman Brothers?
yeah, Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite songs. Like when it was in Devil's Rejects, I got so excited.
yeah. One of my favorite
Allman
songs.
Brothers is severely underrated in my opinion.
I agree.
In the grand
I
scheme
agree.
of things.
I think one of my favorite songs is "Boys of Summer" by Henley.
Oh yeah, by
Okay.
himself. Yeah. That's
Mhm.
pretty solid.
Yeah,
Do you listen to very much? I call it stoner rock, but it's kind of like the
Little bit.
southern
a little
offshoot.
bit. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
It's got a little bit more edge to it than just like
Yeah.
Tom Petty and stuff like that. But
yeah. But it's got a like similar feel, stuff like that. Yeah, so
okay,
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
sorry, we dive into it. Jamie is our resident cinephile, and I'm our resident audiophile. Even though we both cross over, a little
Yeah.
bit. It's like when it comes to it, yeah.
You want to talk movies? I'm your guy. Like,
I could talk to you for hours about bands and artists and relegation of different genres and the expansion of metal. And yes, we're not
Nice.
that's awesome. Are you ready to play some games, JJ?
I am always ready. So,
Games?
oh yeah, you didn't know there's games. We have games.
I didn't know
Aaron.
there was games. Like,
Jamie's
all right,
been taking notes. You don't even know this, but no. For those of you first time here, Aaron as well. So we like to do some. We have to mix it up a little bit. So we have these things that we have called impossible games. So we're gonna play a couple games with Aaron here. Jamie is ready to go on that. Looks like so. Jamie, why don't you lead Aaron through what our impossible games are?
Absolutely. So we are gonna play the first one. It's like Kiss, Marry, Kill,
Okay.
but it's wrestling edition. So it's feud, faction, or fire.
Okay.
So somebody you are gonna feud with, somebody you're gonna have a faction with, or somebody you want them completely out of the wrestling business. They're gone forever.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
So here are your options. Frank Dukes,
Okay.
Alex from A Clockwork Orange,
Okay.
and Michael Corleone from The Godfather.
Ooh. Okay.
These are
Well,
good
I don't
ones.
really view myself as a underling, and I don't really think there would be much of feud because I don't think he could handle me. So I think Michael Corleone is out. He's fired. He's gone.
Oh.
And I
Okay.
think it's going to have to be, going to probably have to feud with Frank and faction up with Alex.
That's an excellent feud. You and Frank Dukes. Oh man.
Oh,
And I'd be severely disappointed if you did faction with Alex. I'm just
yeah,
gonna say.
I know. Like, I mean, I think we're gonna butt heads. That's gonna be a good feud down the line too. But
Yes, yeah, the turn.
That kind of
for a while, it's
fits
gonna
as
be,
well.
It's gonna be a couple of two bad dudes with attitude. There for a minute.
Yeah, you'll have like a year later you'll have your baby face turn, and then there you go.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be the baby face there. For sure.
Can Alex be a baby face?
No.
I mean, by the end of the movie, maybe,
But, I mean, I don't know. He's cured, all right.
I wouldn't call that cured. Once again, if you have no idea what we're talking about, watch the freaking movie. Go watch Clockwork Orange. Seriously. All right.
All right, JJ,
Jamie.
who would you have for that?
I would.
The tension.
I would have to. I would faction with Don Corleone.
I mean, that's a safe thing to do, I think.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's low hanging fruit, but I got to grab that fruit, right?
Mhm.
I probably would feud against Alex because I think he would have the. I think that with the weight behind, my faction, I think that would be the best course of action. And I'd fire Dukes just because he's odd man.
The master of the dim mock.
Yeah.
All right. That's.
I don't want to face that. I don't want to fight that. I go up against the crazy guy who gets high on acid.
I'm gonna let you know there are a lot of death matches in your future.
Yeah.
Like, dude's gonna pull a knife out of his cane. What are you gonna do about that?
Yeah. So I'm glad we're all completely different. This makes me so happy.
This is great.
I am gonna feud with Don Corleone because I know, or Michael Corleone, sorry. I know he's got henchmen, and it's just gonna be this big thing to get to him. So the payoff will be amazing.
Good. Yeah,
Looking for the story there. I like it.
Yeah. The payoff will be there. So I'm gonna need a bad dude with me, and that bad dude is definitely Frank Dukes. Yeah, like unfortunately, Alex has got to go. He's just too volatile for the wrestling business.
At the end of the day, it's probably a good idea to get a murdering rapist out of the wrestling business. To be honest.
It's never a bad call.
Never a bad call. It's pretty safe play.
Yeah. Congratulations on the least problematic answer of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Low hanging fruit. We both got it. All right.
He's fine. We'll handle it.
That's awesome. All right. So JJ, you want to do the next one, or you want me to keep going?
Keep going. You keep going.
Okay. So this one is the one of our favorites is the deserted island.
Ooh, all right.
This is our favorite, one of our favorites. You're on a deserted island.
Yeah.
But on this island, you still have some amenities and everything. And one thing is there's music playing all the time. So there is one album playing year round, continuously. Always plays. One album.
24/7.
And then once a year, you get to play another album just once through its entirety. So what is the album that you're having play year round? And then what's the album you play once a year?
I think I'm gonna go with.
If you want to, if you have a minute to think, we can give you what we did on this previously.
No. I think okay.
You got it?
I'm gonna
Okay, let's
go
go.
with "Hell Freezes Over" by the Eagles is gonna play continuously.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That's solid.
And,
That's real solid.
I mean, because I'm majority super chill guy, but then every once in a while, I have to throw on All Eyes on Me, bud. It's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be the clock. Gotta
That's
throw it in
solid.
there,
That's solid.
bud.
All
That's
Eyes on
good,
Me
man.
is the right answer too.
No, yeah, that's his best album by far.
Definitely his best album.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people we do this go for that same sort of thing, right? You got to mix it up. I know Jamie did that very much, right?
Yeah, so my everyday player was Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like that's easy listening. Like I can deal with it. Like it has its tops and turves. It's great. But then I'm like, okay, I need something that's gonna make me laugh. I'm gonna need something that's gonna be good. So I went with Steel Panthers, Feel the Steel.
All right. Ain't mad at that at all. That's all right.
Cracks me up.
It's a very Jamie answer. Mine is a little bit more sentimental, is what I went with. So I'm thinking about this. I'm in charge. So what do I want to hear? What is my favorite album of all time? My favorite band of all time is Rage Against the Machine. Play Rage Against the Machine self-titled 24/7. I've listened to that thing 1,000 times front to back, and I could listen to it in my sleep, and I would do that. So all day, every day, Rage Against the Machine. And then to mix it up, because I am big into rock, even though we have but I've got I like a lot of different music that I do like, but mostly rock that I stick with. So I would mix up once a year, play one of my favorite albums, an album that makes me think of my dad, because my dad got me into some more of the classic rock bands. When I was trying, he was trying to wean me off of like the rap and everything. So he got me. He was a big Beatles guy and all this stuff, but he also got me into Zeppelin. So I play Zeppelin 4 once a year.
Nice.
I know people say, "Oh, those are stairways." It's like it's one of their best albums in my opinion. I mean, House of the Holy, I get it, cool, right? I'd play Zeppelin 4 because then at least I get Stairway once a year.
Nice.
Stairway's amazing.
Those are the Impossible games. See, it's not that bad. It was all right.
No, just don't try to play it when you're buying a guitar. If you know, you know.
Hey,
no stairway.
No stairway.
God, such a great movie. Quote that movie all the time.
He does. Jamie quotes a lot of movies. So, but okay, we want to thank Aaron for giving us some of your time. I know you have to get going here, so we don't want to keep you too much longer. But I want to give you a few minutes here. So we're in Plug City. So please feel free. Plug whatever you want, your socials, what you got coming up, promotions, merch, whatever you feel like. Please knock it away. Aaron, this is your time. Go.
Good deal. Well, you can follow me on the old Twitter machine, and if you're still doing that, Planet Williams, the number one. So Planet Williams 1. I'm on Instagram. I'm Planet Williams. I'm on Facebook too. It's just my name, but I really don't do that much social media stuff unless you kind of goat me into it. I'm more active on Instagram than I am anything, I think. But I got some cool stuff going on. St. Louis Anarchy is a place I'm at on a regular basis. They are awesome. If you're not paying attention to them, if you're not watching them on whatever platform they're offering it, you're a fool.
Agreed.
Just gonna let that sink in for a second. Yeah. So don't be 100%. A fool. Don't be a fool. It's bad. I'm also wrestling for the United Wrestling Association, with Derby City Professional Wrestling in Louisville, Kentucky. That's a good place, ran by like Dave Marquez and stuff like that, who also runs Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, which I just did my first show for them this past weekend. And let's see, Unsanctioned Pro out of Columbus, Ohio, which is a banger as well. I will say the same thing about all of these promotions. If you're not watching them, you're a fool. Don't be a fool.
Don't be a fool.
Because you're going to get to watch me and plenty of other talented, passionate people that love what we do what we do. Got some, cool stuff in the future. Going to Europe at the end of October, so that's going to be a good time. And you guys are the first to hear it. So
breaking news.
Breaking news. Going to Europe, so it's going to be a good time. And I think that's really. Oh yeah, I got like Pro Wrestling Tees account. You can go over there and purchase some merch if you would so desire. If you want to hook a brother up with some money, it would be greatly appreciated because going to Europe. So hook a brother.
Links down below for all this, by the way. So links down in the description box, please.
So yeah, like I think that's pretty much it. I'm probably forgetting some stuff, but I'm terrible unless I'm looking at calendars. So yeah.
Well, links down below. Like I said, give Aaron a follow. Most definitely see where he's going to next. When he gets it out there. And just FYI, Salem's Anarchy's on IWTV now. I did find that out.
Oh, okay, all right.
They were doing the Twitch thing, but that was with Journey Pro, and then Journey Pro, and then IWTV is where they're at.
Cool, gotcha. I think Unsanctioned Fight maybe. I'm not sure, but maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Fight Plus is great. Sorry, we're going off tangents here. All right. Well, Aaron, thank you for giving us your time. We do appreciate it. Like I said,
no problem, guys.
Please go follow. Yeah, and we hope to see you. Hope to see you again very soon here. I know we're in Kansas City, so ever since Journey Pro went under, it's kind of we are trying to make treks when we can over to St. Louis to see you and everybody else over there. Hope to see you sometime here soon, close to us, maybe. We'll see. But thank you for giving us your time. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Jamie, why don't you take us home, man?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I have 2 words for you. Okay, USA.
That's more like a lot of letters, but I'll allow it.
Technically 2 words.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.